Hey everyone, let's get cooking. Let's make some dabeli. Let's start the recipe with the main ingredient, potato. Next, we will need tomatoes, and I like to use dates for the sweetness, but use sugar if you don't have them. Potatoes will take longer to cook, so cut them and pressure cook them. That would be our first step. Tomatoes can be finely chopped, but then the skin sometimes gets separated and you can still see it in the mixture, and I don't like that. So, for smoother texture, I puree my tomatoes in my handy dandy little blender. I use my Vitamix if I need to blend large amount of it though. This is how smooth your tomato puree should be. Heat up a nonstick pan and add coriander, cumin seeds, fennel, and whole black pepper. I start the pan on high heat, but you must lower the heat after adding the whole spices, otherwise they will burn. I like to add 1 Kashmiri chili to the spice mixture. Don't worry if you don't have them. You can use red pepper powder later in the recipe. Next, we will also need coconut flakes. Roast the spices properly until they are fragrant and then add the coconut. If you add the coconut with the other spices in the beginning, then it will burn. Red pepper will need to be roasted a couple more minutes after removing the rest of the spices. Add the spice to the coffee grinder or spice blender after it has cooled for about 5 minutes. Blend the whole spices and Kashmiri chili. Don't forget to remove the stem of the chili. Next, we will cook our dates in the same pan that we had roasted our spices in. Add little water as needed. It takes about 5 minutes to cook. Use a spatula to break it apart while cooking. If you don't have dates, don't worry about it. You don't need to go buy them. You can use sugar in the recipe later. Once the dates are completely mushy, then we are going to blend them in the same blender that we used to puree our tomatoes earlier. Use little water to blend the dates. We also have our spice mixture ready. In a nonstick pot, heat little oil. You can use a combination of oil and butter as well. I wanted to show you how much of the tomato puree we are using. So it's a little more than 3/4 cup of tomato puree. We will add salt to taste and red pepper. Next goes in our spice mixture and little more spice mixture just because I wanted it. I had added more water to our blended date mixture. Now I'm adding that to the tomatoes. The stove is on high heat and we will stir in between. And we'll let this cook for about 5 minutes. Meanwhile, I had peeled our potatoes and I would like you to know that they are still slightly warm. Go ahead and grate them while they are warm and keep them ready. Taste the tomato mixture. I want to show you the consistency of our mixture. It's like a soup and you can see that oil has separated. So, my one very large potato was about 2 cups of grated potatoes. Now we need to mash the potatoes into our tomato mixture. This masher of mine is meant for nonstick pot and is safe to use while cooking. Earlier we had added salt to the tomatoes, but now we need to add a little more salt because we have added the potatoes. Mash it well and give it a taste. Dabeli mixture should have all the flavors, sweet, spicy, and tangy. So I am adding a little more red pepper to it. I also like to add a pinch of spice masala at the end. Look at the consistency. It's not thick at all. The Gujarati in me also likes to add a little bit of lemon juice after turning off the stove. Let's start making masala peanuts. I usually use the store-bought peanuts that are already skinned. We will need garam masala, red pepper of choice. This unlabeled bottle contains amchur powder, little bit of oil, tiniest amount of haldi, we can adjust later, salt to taste, and then we are adding the ingredients from the bottles. First amchur, then garam masala, and then red pepper. Mix it well and keep it aside. By the way, you can add black pepper to this mixture as well if you like. I will mention how to remove the skin from the peanuts at home. So if you don't have the ready-made peanuts, don't worry. All right, let's get this going. Little bit of oil, I just swirl it around the pan to get it covered. Let it heat a little. Add peanuts. We will let them toast for 2 to 3 minutes until your liking. We definitely need to take it off the heat and place it on a trivet. Let this cool for a minute or two. The reason we don't want to add the spices while it's on the stove is the spices will burn. Sprinkle spice mixture onto the peanuts evenly. Mix it well. Time to taste it. I needed to adjust the turmeric for the color and needed some more spice from the red pepper. Mix it, taste it again, and then if it's ready, keep it aside. Today I want to show you how to make lasanyu, the Gujarati chili garlic chutney, and then how to make a dabeli chutney from that. So let's get going. Start with some fresh garlic, or you can use this dry garlic chutney. If I'm in a rush, that is what I use instead of peeling a lot of garlic. Either of them will work. Oh, the brand I'm using for the dry garlic chutney is Swad, and obviously it has chilies and garlic. If you're using fresh garlic, you're going to need red pepper, salt, and then vinegar for the Dabeli version, sugar for the Dabeli chutney as well, and oil for both of them. You can do it the traditional way by pounding away on this, or you can use a handy dandy blender. So we're going to add our fresh garlic to it, and we are going to blend it. Blend as much as you can. It's not going to blend all the way because, it's one of those food processor thing, and we did not add any liquid. Next, I'm going to add some beautiful red pepper to it, and then salt, and then blend again. We will just blend and mix until it's ready. At some point, I will add some oil to help blend it better. But basically, you want the garlic to be well blended, and that makes your garlic chutney. Our Gujarati people call it lasanyu. And then you can just store it in the fridge. So what I normally do is I make this lasanyu, and then I will make variations from the lasanyu I have in the fridge. So this will be our first chutney, which is our lasanyu or the spicy garlic chutney. For the Dabeli chutney though, I like to make it little sweet, spicy, and little tangy. We'll take our garlic chutney and then add some sugar, a little more red pepper, and a little bit of vinegar. Mix it well. You're going to add a little oil to it because you want to be able to spread it on the bun. Give it a taste and then adjust to your liking. You can definitely make it more liquidy if you want. That's it. Let's get going on layering. If you don't have pomegranate seeds, then you can use grapes instead. You will need buns or dinner rolls. If you can find the Dabeli bread at your Indian grocery store, then that's great. If not, use hamburger buns. Next is masala peanuts, coconut flakes, and my special chili garlic chutney. Red onions is optional, and finely chopped cilantro leaves if you have them. I like to use nylon save for this recipe. Look how thin it is. Hamburger buns are already pre-cut, but if you're using the rolls, then slice them like this. Time to layer. Spread the tomato-potato mixture in a deep plate, and I have also heated the mixture in the microwave for 2 minutes. First, evenly layer the cilantro leaves. Then layer with the finely chopped red onion if you are using them. Next goes the coconut flakes and the masala peanuts. And then I'm adding the thin save. And lastly, we are going to sprinkle the pomegranate. Look how beautiful it looks. Okay, time to eat. I can't wait. So, apply the spicy chili garlic chutney on the bread. Use however much you like on one side or both, but spread it evenly. Next, we will put our potato layered mixture on the hamburger bun. Press it down and then top with the extra peanuts, save, or pomegranate. Meanwhile, heat up a nonstick pan and apply butter. Place the dabeli in it and then let it heat up for about 1 or 2 minutes on each side. By the way, the word dabeli means pressed, so it's always flat like that. Look how good this looks. Oh my God, delicious. Time to enjoy it with some chili garlic chutney. Until next time, take care.